Cobra Kai is officially over. This is my review and basically my overall reaction to Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 3, or we can just say the Cobra Kai finale. And I think for people who have kind of gone through the ringer and watched all of Cobra Kai, you're probably feeling a little bit emotional now. So I will give a heads up. I am not going to spoil anything in here in case you have not watched Cobra Kai or have not watched the finale and aren't able to, but you're excited to see what I have thoughts for. I will stay as vague as possible, but we got to be a little bit safe because there is a little bit of the final season already out, which is part 1, part 2, and then part 3 just came out. But to kind of just put into my, like, if I could describe this season or these last 5, 6 episodes as a whole, I would say bittersweet. Bittersweet is like the biggest definition that I can say for that. I left satisfied and I overall felt that this was a perfect finale for Cobra Kai. And us fans can definitely debate on that, but when I look back at the entire series, the entire season, all the character arcs, characters ended up in places that I wasn't expecting, but was happy that they ended up at. Or if I did expect them to go in that route, I was happy that it did that route. And having those bittersweet moments and that excitement for me is what leads me to believe that Cobra Kai did end perfectly. Now, I know we have the Karate Kid Legacy movie coming out later this year. I'm really curious to see if they even tie in any of this, or maybe if they don't, but just seemingly looking at this and where all the characters ended up at, I was so satisfied and so happy because in the final part of Cobra Kai Season 6 follows a shocking outcome at the tournament. Both Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai students must confront their past and navigate an uncertain future with the lingering tension between Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence reaching a climax as they grapple with the legacy of their long-standing rivalry and other things, all culminating in a final showdown, not between them, that's not what we're talking about, but between everything that they've been really much facing. And I think this rivalry has been one massive piece that no matter what has like kind of been there for like the entire show, but I'm really happy to see the way that it kind of like, no matter what, if they've been at odds or disagree, that friendship that's kind of come from this entire show and to see how they've grown and to also see how other characters and stuff have all grown a part of this. So I have a lot of thoughts. I'm really, really, really sad that the show's over, but I'm also felt like it ended at a perfect time. So definitely leave your thoughts down below. Hit that like, subscribe, and were you disappointed in this? Were you not? We're going to talk about it all down there. And first off, I just want to get the one of my biggest pros out of the way, which is Ralph Macchio and William Zabaka. Their performances this season were fantastic. These last 5 episodes specifically, I thought were incredible. Like, there is certain stuff that happens in here. There's one episode called Skeletons that I just got goosebumps like from seeing something else, and especially like as someone who grew up with Karate Kid, the way that like certain things tied into that Ralph Macchio really much is affected by, and also just the performance that he feels in that moment is perfection and something that we've all gone through. And William Zabaka, I thought was also just great. Great scene between him and of course Martin Kove, who plays John Kreese, that for me was like the pinnacle of almost this entire season, and honestly almost the entire show. It was something that led up to this point that I love to see how Johnny was able to kind of overcome something and move a little bit past that. Alongside this, I think the kids have been just a shining spot. I think we all know this, whether it's Sholo as Miguel Diaz, he's amazing in there. Ray Moser as Samantha LaRusso, and Miguel and Samantha's relationship has always been nice to see. Peyton List as Tory, I think, is also like one of the best characters of the entire show. So well written, so great performances. And of course, you have the one and the only Tanner Buchanan, who plays Robbie Keenan, who again, you just really come to understand. Like, these kids for me were so amazing, and in terms of like just goosebump inducing like fight scenes to like their chemistry, everything works across the board with them, and I was so happy with that. There's some kids that I wish would have gotten a little bit more to do in the entire final season, but they're more side characters, so I'm not even gonna like really address that. But I think if it comes down to you, maybe one of your more favorite side characters didn't really get something to do, or if they did, like Eli the Hawk, his subplot this season for me like wasn't like the strongest, but I still liked him for what they used him for. But those 4, I mean, they're just perfect, and I think they are very much the heart of the show if the adults were the soul of the show. And for me, everything kind of just came out to be great there. I also talked about Martin Kove. His performance in here I thought was great. Same thing with Thomas Ian Ian Griffith, who plays Terry Silver. Terry's great in here too. And honestly, like, the way that their storyline ends, I think is fun and in a way satisfying to see. Some fans may think it's a little bit too overboard with this, so kind of just like temper for what you expect from Cobra Kai, but it didn't bother me, but I can see it bothering other people. And really much the last person I really want to mention in this season was Louis Tan as Sensei Wolf. I thought he was really badass, and I loved seeing his dynamic. He was a character that I wish if they had more time with to kind of develop a little bit more, I would have been interested in. Same thing with like his crew. Specifically like the people that he is mentoring. I think those are ones that you kind of get an outside perspective on, but in the same way, if you really look at the way that they're mentored, it kind of all revolves back around to how Cobra Kai originally was in the original Karate Kid movie. So I can kind of understand the parallels there, but I can't lie, I would have liked a little bit more of those characters, but that's not what this show is about. The show does go back to the heart and soul, which is the kids and the adults that we've been following since season 1, and even beforehand with the adults as kids in the original Karate Kid. And when you enjoy all of that and you come to understand the expectations of what this show is, this show has the heart, the humor, the love, the care for everything Karate Kid it is, but it just comes out to work. And even Chosen, like that, I still love that they brought him back in the way that he is used. Is he used as great in the last 5 episodes? No, they really much double down on the original characters that really came to make this show what it is. And I'm like trying not to get like a little teary-eyed in this moment because, again, speaking about Cobra Kai and speaking about how much it like just felt like such an easy binge-worthy show that always left you wanting to watch that next episode, and not being able to hit play on the next episode or knowing that another season is coming is a weird feeling that I haven't felt in a little bit. Like anytime a show ends when you know it's over, it's like you just want to restart it all over again to go back through that experience. And I think Cobra Kai is one of the few shows that nails the love and chemistry of a franchise, but specifically knows its characters well enough to understand that. And that's why I really feel that Cobra Kai is a perfect conclusion, a perfect final season. In almost every manner, I felt like it nailed the exact things that I wanted to see from it. And also on top of that, the action scenes are just top tier. As I mentioned in the last review that we did for part 2, I thought those were some of the best. In this one, it's the same. They're more minute, they're more smaller, but they go back to kind of like the original first 2 seasons of the fighting, and I appreciate that. I think that's what exactly I needed from this, specifically in the competition. Also, what I really loved from it was, again, the full circle that it does here in its ending, in its finale, in its final few moments of what this show is all about when it first started to where it is at the very end. And again, as a progression, it's not just the characters going through an arc, it's actually a whole transition of the valley and its dojos, which I think now getting to look back on, it's awesome to see what these dojos now stand for at the end of this season. And specifically what I mean by that is Cobra Kai. And to see where they go with the characters, to see how it all plays out, I was satisfied. Same thing with the fighting. Like, the action scenes are just goosebump inducing. Like, I had shivers going down me. At the same time, I would get teary-eyed from certain moments, and I just got hyped. And I can imagine that fans are going to be feeling the exact same way. So I don't want to talk spoilers again. I really just want you guys to go on in and have fun and understand this. But Cobra Kai's finale is out. What did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I think Cobra Kai's final part was perfect. I think this is a perfect way to end this series, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Again, little nitpicks here and there, but as a Cobra Kai fan, I feel satisfied, and I hope you guys do as well. So with all that said, I'm going to give the overall final season of Cobra Kai, because we've been ranking them individually, an A+. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below your guys' thoughts. Are you going to go start binging Cobra Kai again? Because I definitely am, but thank you so much. And of course, until next time, stay classy.